Back again, everybody, with the meeting of the minds of Factual Actual, LLC, and the Way In Fellowship, where we believe that a healthy mind craves a healthy body to live. And a healthy mind and a healthy body, they create a healthy lifestyle. And the healthy lifestyle is where our Creator lives and resonates. I'm Dwayne. This is my son, Dwayne Jr. He and his colleagues started Factual Actual. We're going to let him say hello to you today.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm just want to wish everyone blessings and yeah, let's do it. You know, I think I just wish blessings on everyone, and I just wish you find some joy and happiness. You know, and I hope that I can help you accomplish that. You know, and we're gonna have a meeting of the minds today, and just talk. You know what I'm saying, and see what comes of it. You know, me and Baba was actually talking about these this natural food prices and stuff and how unnatural it was. You know what I'm saying? We decided to go ahead and get in on that. As soon as you said it, my first thought that was they had I think they were Oreos, and they had these new Oreos that was 33% less fat. And no, it was 100 calorie cookies. You get a little bag of 100 calorie cookies, right? So they didn't change anything about it. The only thing was they gave you a little bag, double the price. I swear, it was this tiny little bag of chips that was 100 calories. So that show you what it took to get compared to what you paid. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible. But now they're gonna double the price.
Less, huh? Okay.
Yeah. It was.
Well, if I was trying to get over on people and get rich, that would be the route I would take.
Hey, so you know, I did vegetarian. You know, well, I didn't do full vegetarian. I was pescatarian. I did eat fish. You know, but one of the things I noticed was when I went out to eat, my vegetarian burger that they didn't even have to put meat on cost $1 more than the one with beef on it. I mean, like, wait a minute, how is this fair?
How is it fair?
How is this fair? You know, it really. So I would say that, you know, the way the system works, you know, they really deter healthy eating. You know what I'm saying? You know, a salad, like if you go in the produce section, man, that's like being in the beef section these days. You know what I mean? You go in there and get a couple of oranges and some bananas and stuff, and you be like, what? How much this cost? What you mean? Wait a minute. I didn't buy a steak. I bought 4 bananas and 4 oranges. What do you mean this is $7? Hey, wait, how much you buy? Look. Don't get me started. You know, but yeah, if it comes to health, you know, they kind of price you out of it. They kind of make you not want to do it. You know, if you go to McDonald's,
and they're the same manufacturers. Same manufacturers manufacture this stuff and the quote healthier stuff.
Yeah.
And that's oxymoronic to me, is if the people who make this stuff know that there's healthier stuff, why even produce that and just produce healthier stuff?
You know what kills, if you mention, since you say that, this is the one that get me, right? So you in the store and let's say you're in the chemical aisle, right? And you walk across some oven cleaner, right? And right next to it is some other heavy duty oven cleaner that works so much better for $1 more. Well, if you got one that work, why are you selling me the crap?
Yeah.
Why does that even exist if there's one that's so much better?
Exactly.
Why are you still selling this other shit then if this so great?
That's exactly
$4.
That's exactly it.
You know what I mean? For $1 more too.
At what point do we wake up to the BS? You know, when do we start thinking logically?
When you start thinking, if you start thinking thinking is logical. If you actually thinking it's logical, that's when it starts. When you start thinking, Pop. Because I'm sorry, I cannot I have to feel like in certain situations, people just don't think and do, because there's no way I can think that they can put logical thought into it and come up with the answers that they do. You know what I mean? Come on now.
Well, as of late, I have been giving lectures on, actually thinking and how to be logical.
Okay.
And I might as well be doing something else, because what I find is the illogical way of thinking is so entrenched in us that even if you say something logical, it still comes out in that illogical way of thinking. And it's so discouraging and so disheartening to me. But then that I understand how it is. If you can manipulate the way people think, then you don't really have to do anything else. You can just lead. Get what I'm saying? If you can manipulate the way people think, you don't have to do anything else. You can lead and it'll be on automatic.
Hey, I want to throw out this quote that I heard from the Black Dot. You know what I'm saying? He said, they don't need to control millions. They just need to control one that controls millions. you know, that's the game. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have said it better much.
Confronted with the truth, even when looking the truth in the face, if the way you think has been altered, you won't see the truth anyway. And I don't know how to get past that yet, but I'm getting there, because I find myself, there's a lot about the way that I think, that I still think very logically, but I'm growing.
Yeah, but you do realize you live in an illogical world.
Exactly. That's the point I make.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
just saying that I'm going to think logically, it doesn't happen just because you said you're going to do it. Okay.
Sometimes it's hard to be logical in the illogical world. Sometimes it puts you, it makes you out of place in situations because you're thinking logical and everything is so illogical around you. And I don't know, it get overbearing sometimes for me. You know what I'm saying? That I can't believe, I don't even believe I'm in the situations, and then the people are really, you know what I'm saying, on they square about what they believe, and I can't be mad at them for what they believe, but I can't
I find myself withdrawing myself. It never fails. Now, we all know that politics is a big, big sham, scam, just one big game, and yet we play it. I come in the house and I got my mother-in-law, got my wife, and my brother-in-laws. I come in, and man, the first thing they hit me with is what Joe Biden said. And I don't know how many times can I say it, and I've said it time and time again. I don't give a damn what Joe Biden is saying. I'm totally not interested. Even when I say that, they'll say, yeah. And he said this. I just told you. And then I say, Joe Biden is out lies just like everybody else before him. What? I don't want to hear. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, goodness,
how you feeling? How you doing today? Yeah, that Putin is the devil. I said, devil?
Hold on.
I said, what the hell, man? You don't know Putin from the Putin could walk in your house right now and you wouldn't know him from Joe Green that lives around the corner of Billy Red. You wouldn't know him. But then
Hey,
he's
I gotta look, man. I gotta. Oh my, that is so hilarious to me. Good Lord, because I live here in Germany, so guess what? There are a lot of Russian people in Germany. You know,
uh-huh.
and I'm gonna say 98% of the Russian people I've met are 180 degrees different than what they depict in America, and I had the complete wrong idea about these people. They are, look, they're not mean people. They're just as happy-go-lucky as anybody else in this world, man. And it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So whenever I'm like, oh, the Russians, like, but you know what I'm saying? I hang out with Russians, and you know what I'm saying? We don't sit up there and drink vodka all day and shit. You know what I'm saying? We work together and crack jokes, and it ain't nothing like you say. Matter of fact, there's one I work with that just because he got a bet, him and the dude got a bet, say he couldn't stop drinking. He said, I'm going to take your money. And he's just stopped drinking cold turkey just so he could win a bet, you know? He said, I got it. This is money in the bag. You know what I mean? So it's not what you think, you know?
Well, here's the thing over here on the airwaves, they've got, especially in Texas, which is where I'm from. Let me make this quite clear. I don't know enough about the entire world to claim to be proficient at any. I'm from California, grew up in Louisiana, and now live in Texas. And I still don't believe I know a damn thing about them other than a few instances I had. So, but I'm going to just say in Texas, they've got all these people pouring all this good, and I'm an alcoholic, okay, right. Let me just say this. I see them pouring all of this Russian vodka down the drain. And all I say is, what a waste of some good vodka. You know what I'm saying? Then they end the story, and I said, wait, you stopped halfway on the story. Won't you tell me about the record vodka sales that these marginal half-ass vodka distillers are making, that their profits just went up?
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody not drinking vodka. They're just not drinking Russian vodka, according to the news reports. See, that's where logical comes in. I'm saying, but a person that drinks vodka, the country that makes the vodka is not, you know what I'm saying?
I hear exactly what you're saying. But I want to, let me go ahead and put this out here right now. I got two things to say about this. Number one, you're not an alcoholic, you're a recovering alcoholic. Don't sell yourself short like that, Pops. But number two, is that don't you dare come up in my house and your house is dirty as shit. And I'm an American and I know about our atrocities. How dare we sit up there and talk about somebody else when we know the foul shit that we have done? They better stop. That's the illogical shit to me. How dare you talk about, you don't even know them. This some shit on the news, one thing, but you live in America, you know what has been done here. You know the heinous shit that these Europeans have done here. And you don't get up there and start talking about them? Get the fuck out. See, that's illogical to me. And that's my problem. How dare any of us Americans sit up here talking about what somebody else is doing with the fucked up shit that we're doing? That's what it's at.
Son, I can't offer any rebut to that because, I've been saying this since we started this broadcast is I am nauseated by the hypocrisy that takes place all around us.
On a daily basis.
On a minute by minute basis.
Yeah.
I'm sick of hypocrisy. I don't care if it's in the church. I don't care if it's in the government. I don't care if it's in my house. I have a vow of hypocrisy. Say what you mean what you say, what you talk, that you walk. And if you cannot do those things, we don't even have to talk. Because, see, I can get along with you by not talking. It's when you open your mouth that gets me upset, and then we have problems.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying. Son, I am in pursuit of being a righteous soul. A righteous soul is one who has a righteous lifestyle. And I have focused all of my energy on having a righteous lifestyle. Well, one of the first things I had to do is get the hypocrisy out of my life. And I don't have to agree with you. We do not have to have the same opinion. Well, that was difficult for me. But now, when I was in business, my barbershop, I had to be more inclined to listen than to speak because I had different people with different viewpoints, different everything coming in. And I really couldn't form one opinion because I was trying to get everybody's money, not just one group. And I grew to have a voice about a lot of things. And I'm not in the barber business anymore. And you know, I don't have to take it, son. I don't have to take it. And the point I'm trying to say is, I will tell you to get the hell up out of here if you're talking ignorant and I don't want to hear it, because I can do that. Well, when I start thinking about having a righteous lifestyle, then that's one thing. You can't be putting on any fake faces. You have to be you. And even if what you feel is wrong, it still needs to be sincere and it needs to be true. And so uh, I can get along with you, you know, if you have a different viewpoint than I do. What I can get along with is hypocrisy. If you're saying one thing and doing something else, or if you're this day and then something else tomorrow, then my tolerance, um, I have very low tolerance to it. So it's all about being true and being real with yourself and aspiring. Let me throw this in here. Aspiring to be your best. Now I'm all for that. There's some people, I'm just me, you know, but you're not aspiring to anything better than you're not trying to be better. You're just trying to be you. Well, be you all you want to, but I don't have to put up with you.
Well, I guess when it start getting to the point where it started affecting me and mine is where I come in. I'm gonna let you you know, the news gonna be the news, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it ain't to the point to the news started affecting me and my family that I'm gonna have that issue with the news, even though they're liars. You know what I mean? I know it. I don't get my viewership. They don't get my ratings. You know what I'm saying? I am not gonna. Here's one of them things, right? Why did we all of a sudden start thinking that the people that have been lying to us about everything else, all of a sudden telling us the truth now? Even if it's the truth, it's a lie because they said it, and it would have to be in direct contradiction of something else. Anytime they told the truth, it would have to be in direct contradiction of something that they said. That would be the only way. That don't happen. You know what I'm saying? They just keep.
You know what I said about the truth? I've said this for a long time, and I mean it. If you tell me the truth for a self-serving reason, you didn't tell me the truth. You just gave me what you thought was good advice. And truth is completely unselfish. And uh, there is no truth whatsoever in the media. There's no truth. There's a reason why I turned off all, I stream, okay? And I've got a few live channels, but I stream everything. And one of the things I've done is turned off all avenues to national news, international news, anything that says news. I've turned it all off, okay? And if I've done that, why do you think I want to sit down here and talk about the news with you when I have made it quite clear I don't want any of this news because I know it's not real?
Well, I guess because all the other people did was sit up and watch the news all day and they have nothing else to talk about. So they gonna want to talk about the news.
Well, you know, I saved one source to get news. And that news I can get in about 5 minutes. And that's the weather. I want to know whether or not I need to take my umbrella with me when I leave, you know. Other than that, I want to know how should I dress my little girl for school, you know.
Yeah.
All the other is so full of lies. It's so full of this against that. There's just big money in competition. This against that, this against that, that for that. And man, it just genders people to want to get into the competition.
You know, that's the divide and conquer. That's the old, they say it's the wrong, who knows whose it is, but that's what it is. Forget naming it. This is what it is, you know, forget who came up with it. They do divide and conquer. And there's nothing that is just one, there's nothing that is one-sided, you know, in this crazy world, you know. There's nothing definitive, you know. There is, our creator is, you know, that's just the truth, you know. And they fight that tooth and nail and they can't break it, but they try. But that's how you know it's truth and it's real. But they put a divide on every damn thing else they can, you know what I'm saying? If there was a bunch of dark-skinned folks that got together on the plantation, you better believe they went and found a way to put a divide in between the light and the darker them two. You know what I mean? If you know, of course, you know what I'm saying? If you know, if they had whatever it is, you know, this is what they do. They split you amongst yourself. You know what I mean? You know, wolves do that too. You know what I'm saying? They get the one to scrap off and then they take care of him. You know what I'm saying? They don't fight a pack. You know, no, separate y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's how they. I mind you now. I am not giving these bastards the cunningness of a wolf. I was just using that example. If I had to pick anything, I'm gonna say viruses, insects, plagues, some parasite. Yeah, there you go, parasite.
Let's say coyotes. I just read an article on coyotes.
Yeah.
The main diet of coyotes around city places are people's pets. Okay. The article showed how coyotes got so many of people's pets. The coyote comes up to the pet and plays with it. And it gets them a plan. And then when it gets to the plan, it retreats to get them to play, come on, play out, and to get out of the protection. Then there's a pack of coyotes waiting that pounce on it once it get it lured away. But it comes in playing.
Oh, vicious, man. That's yeah. Not a bad plan, I must admit. You know, not a bad plan. But
well, if I was an evil conqueror, I'm sure I would employ that myself. You know.
You know, I feel like there's no bounds for there's no morals, so there is no bounds. You know what I mean? So don't even somebody. Everybody's like, well, why would they like if you ain't got no doing what's your name with it? If you ain't got no, if you have morals, it's gonna be very hard for you to think immoral as they would to think that these atrocities are possible or that they would do it. You know, I've had the unfortunate point of you know, having to go to combat a couple times, and you know, you just find out that these people will sell. I mean, the bombardment. I was just having this conversation. The bombardment, man. We were just talking about the bomb, how common the bombing got to where you can go to sleep while you was getting bombed, you know, and you read news articles talking about how we win in the war, how everything is great, you know. You know, oh, the troops are doing fine, you know. It was it really puts things in perspective for you. So I know that they are like, I know their lives. I know they put out lies. And I was just, like I said, fortunately unfortunate to be there to see it, to know it. This ain't something that I got to have conjecture about or think about. I know their lives. I've seen it. So
propaganda,
man. So y'all getting propaganda, and I'm there, and I'm like, I'll be, you know, every day is a bad day when bombs land on your camp every day. I don't care what nobody says. You know what I mean? So
why do negotiations bog down when you got a lot of people in suits going to a table and negotiating for people who are out there in the struggle, in the fight, the ones that the bombs are landing on? Why are not they at the table discussing their fate? Why is it someone that will never come close to where the action is going on, making determinations about the well-being of those people that are in the middle of the struggle?
You know,
when people are in conflict and when they see the ravages of it, they are better suited to discuss peace than people who show up in the limos and bodyguards and all this personal protection, where regardless to what decision they make at the table, their condition is unaffected. That's not right. That's not logically speaking. Why should people who have no interest in the pain and the suffering, the ones making the decision about the pain and the suffering? See, that's what's not logical. And that's where I say, you know, rich and poor.
Yeah. And they're very good at dividing us amongst themselves, and they use their wealth to do it, you know, in the most peculiar ways, you know. Even that thing called religion, you know, they went and gave you two different something so base. They went and gave you Baptists and Catholics, you know what I mean? They couldn't even keep that together, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, you know.
Religion is a whole nother animal. If we were to start talking about religion today, it'll be 10 years. We'd still be talking about the religious aspect of it all.
Well, what I want to keep it short on religion today. I just want to say it is full of hypocrisies that we don't like, just like everything else.
Just like everything else. The world is full of hypocrisy. And the people who suffer, the ones that are suffering the most, are the ones that have least to say about the suffering.
Hey, I want to say one. I'm gonna see if you'll catch this one right here, Barbara. They got this little line where some billionaire come out to my some y'all gonna need to tighten y'all belts.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is that? Ain't even, you know, it ain't but two. That tightening of the belt between the two is two totally different things. You know what I'm saying?
That's, you're gonna have to tighten your belt. We're over here. We're over here about the gas prices. My
What's
mother,
y'all?
my mother-in-law called me. Friends I talked about how high gas prices are, and you know, I avoid that conversation because I feel like I'm being illogical, even entertaining the discussion about how high gas and oil prices are. Okay. I want to say when they do this, we should be on electric. Why we worry about gas?
Why we even talk about fucking gas?
When we should be, we find out that solar power, what they call it, like hydroelectric plants,
hydroelectric dam.
Yeah, I mean, we could survive, you know, and they make batteries now that do some astounding things, okay, which would cut the carbon emission and all. So they're talking about, yeah. Are corporate leaders worried about gas being $5 an hour? No, they're applauding it because it costs them no more to make that same gallon of gas than before. Then they talk our dependence on Russian oil. Well, why the hell we got dependence on Russian oil? Huh? Why are we dependent on Russian oil to begin with?
That's illogical.
That's illogical.
It was just like back in the 70s, 80s. I think I'm going to say the 70s when they had the shit with the OPEC and they had a problem with the OPEC nation, and then it was them affecting gas. Why did that have anything to do with us when there's places like Texas, when there's the Gulf, when they rob in Louisiana by stealing it off the out in the fucking ocean? What's pumping in Louisiana instead of giving they tax money, them dirty bastards, BP. All this goddamn oil we pump, we got more. I'm pretty sure we got more than most because we ain't. You know, look, that it's a game. I'm gonna have to go dig directly on that. It's a game.
They have determined that fossil fuels. We have thousands of years of enough fossil fuel to. There is no shortage of fossil fuels on this planet. There are none.
Can I get you? Can I?
Now, this is what one newscaster says. Goes on to say that it is more expensive to refine Russian oil because it's dirty oil. Okay, and we have to put more money into refining it, which makes it more expensive. Okay, I don't want to have this conversation. That's illogical all over the place.
Hey, look, do you know, like, all right, so you take, because I've been to Kuwait, right? Let's take Kuwait, for example. So we put it into Kuwait, right? And there they have the oil and shit in refineries. Looks some like, you know, the Gulf, some like Texas, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. Do you know that these people don't want for nothing? And they live off the royalties of the oil. And it doesn't look any, matter of fact, I would say Texas, all the, you know, just going through the parts of Kuwait I did and going through the parts of Texas, I would say there was more I saw more refineries and shit going on and happening in Texas than I did in Kuwait. And dude, ain't no gas price sign up there. You just go up there and put some gas in your damn car and drive off. Then nobody care. Why? When we got the great state, why? So I'm not, I can't say y'all can cover everybody in America, but why ain't Texas just living the hell up? Because that's what they're doing over there. Why would we need to buy? What are we doing with our oil is a good question, I guess, to ask if none of it comes up. You know, what are we doing with all this oil we getting and refining and pumping? I heard we putting it in barrels and storing it for something. That sounds stupid. If that's what we're doing, that's dumb.
Well, I can't say what we do with oil and any of that, but I can say this. I've lived long enough to know it's just hype.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you to not even call it fossil fuel. There's nothing fossil fuel about that crap. You know what I'm saying? Oil is not a fossil fuel. That shit is so abundant, and they went and retap wells that went empty, they just refill. It ain't something that's finite and gonna run out. That's just hype for you to pay more for it. It's just as abundant as diamond and gold in this world. You know, they just hide it and tell you it's scarce so they can drive the price up when really it's all over this place. You know what I mean? And that's just, you know, I agree with you. Who gives a damn about Russia's dirty oil when you got, you're creating this problem. Problem actually is a solution. You creating this problem for us.
Hey, dirty oil ain't got nothing on dirty politicians.
Man, nothing on you talking about the one right now. Yeah. Well, it's oh my God, what was it? The Romans? All politics while people was dying in the Colosseums. Everybody was starving. And it was all behind some politics. I want to say that was Roman, right? During the Colosseum days.
If you want to pick that period of time, pick any period of time. Go outside one of these pro football Super Bowls and look at all the damn homeless people lined up around out there. Man, it just doesn't make any, it's just not rational. And I'm tired of being a part of the irrationality. Don't tell me this. You've got the percentage of the population going unhoused, and then and then they talk about how the cost of housing has skyrocketed. Those two would make sense if it's too expensive to buy a home or lease an apartment. That would mean that there's some people not going to have housing and apartments. I mean, there's a correlation there. Now, I understand that. Well, no, let me just take that back. I don't understand nothing.
I got it. Let me pose a question, and I'm just a question. You don't even have to answer, but I'm gonna pose a question now. Now, how does America have all these shit? For California, how California got all these goddamn homeless people, and you can get your rabbit ass up on TV talking about some, oh, where we gonna find? We need to find places for these refugees from Ukraine to stay. Fuck you. Anyway, you ain't got to answer. That's just a question. How can you do that? How you fix your lips?
Yeah, same way that you brought all these people over from Afghanistan, all these hundreds of thousands of people, however many people it was, and then this 3,000 or 4,000 Haitians, you kicked their ass out. So, yeah, that's the same rationale.
Oh, them Haitians didn't get no love, did they? They got the whips and the Cowboys pulled out on them now. It ain't funny, but sometimes you gotta laugh to keep crying, boy.
I want to know, and nobody answers that question. And you know how the pertinent questions they tend to just fall out of the media. You know, the
And these
real
irrational, ridiculous questions come up. Yeah.
and that's the ones that get coverage, and the people down, the grassroots, they those questions and things they never make it to the forefront because it's all hypocrisy. It's all hypocrisy.
Um, one of my favorite hypocrisies was, I must admit, boy, it was the mask. It was the mask. It was the politicians in the mask, boy. And how many times they got caught sitting around there jaw jacking, not a mask in sight. And as soon as they know the camera's on, every one of them masks up, wear your mask. And they caught them several times. But then none of them, face the punishment and the harassment that that the po folks had to go through, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
For the person that just forgot theirs and was trying to get some groceries and getting hassled at the store, you know what I'm saying? Because of what they said, But they sitting up there, all of them, having a good old time, But that's just one of the...
If you get into arguing about the face mask, that's time you're not spending on something that is substantial for conversation. Let these people down here argue about this face mask, and then they won't be arguing about the other inequalities that are higher up in government.
Oh, this was the greatest divide and conquer ever. I'm not even picking a side because that would be crazy. This was the greatest divide and conquer I've ever went through myself personally, that I was able to see and witness was the whole the whole pandemic, the way they split factions. They managed to get down to the family level, you know what I mean? They managed to split blood, over masks, vaccinated, or or boosted. I mean, they was able to get, people to be like, no, I ain't gonna hang out with you no more, or we ain't gonna talk. And people you love and your family, you get what I'm saying? So that divide and conquer was probably I haven't seen one greater than that myself personally. You know what I mean? You've been in this time a little bit longer than I have, so you may have seen some worse, but I have.
The biggest one all the way down through history is whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. That's big face mask and
it's bigger than all of them.
Yeah, whether you're a Democrat and a Republican. And it's just to the point, where if it's Democratic, a Republican is against it because it's just Democrat. Doesn't have to be if it's right, good, or whatever. No, the Democrats are for it, so we don't want it. You remember you used to watch He-Man. I know your brother liked He-Man. And I brought this up on the show before. But Skeletor was in the House of Doom. And somebody escaping He-Man brought this thing that He-Man and his entourage had to get. And this whoever it was got it to Skeletor's castle. And there He-Man is outside beating on the castle door, and Skeletor, they said, we want the so-and-so, the talisman of the elephant's nuts or something. Anyway. And and Skeletor hollered out the window, you can't have it.
You can't have these nuts.
Then his henchman said, Skeletor, do you know what the talisman? He said, I don't know. He said, but if He-Man wants it, he can't have it. And that's the whole thing with Democrat Republicans, If a Republican wants it, he gets, we're going to fight it. But we're talking about ending world hunger. It's Republican. It's a Democrat idea. We don't clean drinking water. No. We don't want that. Democrats want that.
That's the ratchet technique you was talking about the other week. That's the ratchet right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's all a part of that thing there, man. So,
well, I don't really pick any party. I think that's ridiculous. I've never seen a choice worthy to be picked that you've brung up there anyway. So I've never been one to say that I need to pick the lesser of two evils. That ain't how the world works, and that ain't how it should work, and it should be unacceptable. And to be honest, I don't make a choice of that because that's not a choice. If you give me poop and poop,
for the poor, it ain't no party either one you in.
You know, so I'm just saying, if the option is corn or cooked corn, it's still corn, brother. I mean, and you don't like corn, or you allergic to corn, but so how is that? So
well, it's all the, I don't know enough of the facts or the figures to claim to be an expert on anything. So what I've limited my comments to is, Dwayne and those around Dwayne. Of those things, I have more information about. And I can tell you this, why does the richest nation in the world have the poorest people in the world? Now that ought to tell you something. That's just illogical. It doesn't make sense. There should be, there are people that believe that certain people need to suffer. Certain people need to suffer. And it just seems to believe that the certain people seem to be a certain color. They tend to have not as many people voting. All these reasons why certain people need to suffer when it's no fault. It's not their fault that they're even in that category. That's just me thinking.
Well, once you start thinking, it really it throws. You think it would put you in perspective, but really, it kind of throws you out, and you kind of can peer into it from the side and see it and kind of step out of it sometimes. But other bullshit, in this shit, you just gonna have to. You end up having to run in the head first, man. It ain't no sidestepping it because it's so much of it. You know what I'm saying? You can hop a puddle here and there, but sometimes it's bullshit on every corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you do when you get to thinking though, you start seeing it coming. It ain't blindsiding you per se.
That's right. Just get to the place where it ain't blindsiding you.
Blindsiding you. Yeah.
They have a song in church that we sing. It says, "Rock of ages cleft for me. Let me hide myself in thee," or to hide ourselves in the cleft of the rock. As people who want to aspire to be their best, I'm not asking you to be my best. I'm not just asking you to be your best. Be the best you can be. I'm going to strive to be the best in me. But like you said, this world is so crazy, man, that sometimes you just have to hide yourself in the cleft of the rock and just let it pass over, because it ain't nothing you can do about it.
No.
Just wait it out.
Yeah, there's a good quote about what I'm saying, and some about accepting the things that you can't control.
Prayer of serenity, I say it every week. God, grant me Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
I think thinking will help you get there. I think, yeah,
Thinking for yourself,
thinking for yourself. Hey, thank you. Yeah, you're correct. Thinking for yourself. Yes.
Thinking for yourself. We're not going to be right about everything.
I would
If,
say ask questions. I'll say
yeah,
it's time to start asking questions and not taking everything for truth because it's coming out that box or out the radio or because somebody in the suit said it, because the doctor said, I don't care. It's time to start asking questions, ladies and gentlemen. And I think that would be a really good start. Start asking these people when it don't sound right, ask the question. Right. But they got a saying for that too. What the only dumb question is the question you didn't ask or something like that. Some of that nature.
The only dumb question that you don't ask.
Thank you. See, you got me. See, thanks for the cover down. Get my quotes in order. I know it's something. I got the gist of it.
Well, you haven't lived long enough to know them verbatim. I've heard them at least 1,000 more times over the course of a lifetime. So I've heard them more. Yeah, but I really believe that when there is power in numbers, you have to diminish the numbers. You have to divide the numbers if you want to do something that's unpopular. So most of what goes on in this world is unpopular, but they have to sell it to you. They have to fix it up where you'll choose it and be at odds with other people that are amongst the popular, so that popularity diminishes to reasonable controls, reasonable parameters. So divide and conquering, as you said earlier, that's just going to be a part of the world.
Well, for the malicious intent that they put on it, what I'm saying, is the thing. It'd be one thing if you was trying to complete a task, what I'm saying, to make your workflow more efficient, and you divide and conquer, what I'm saying, a task among people. It's totally different when you dividing people to get them to fights amongst themselves so you can continue to get rich and poison the living shit out of it. Or rape them. Or do that, do they famous three. They doing one of the three. What I'm saying? They dividing you so they can either, what I'm saying, rape you, rob you, or kill you. I don't want to be such a gloomy Gus, I'm trying not to be such a so negative about it, but it is.
I mean, this whole Mary Poppins attitude and a spoonful of sugar, that's not good either. When something is bad, it needs to be known that it's bad. Because if you know that it's bad, then you can take steps to change it. So, I'm of this frame of mind, that I know because I am because I was created by this awesome being, I know in the overall scheme of things, I'm all right. But that doesn't mean I don't feel bad today, So, and if I look at the fact that I feel bad today, that gets me to ask the question, okay, why do I feel bad today? Is there something I can do, or is there something I didn't do? But, we have to see things in the light. We have to see all the things so that we can make good determinations. I have, for me, I have aspired to be a quote, and I use this word righteous because it's a good metaphor to what I'm talking about. But I've aspired to be a righteous soul. And the righteous soul for me is to be the best that I can be without it being at the expense of someone else. And there's certain behaviors in order to achieve that I have to let go. And there's certain things that I say in order to be this, I've got to let that go because I cannot be the whole complete self if I'm still practicing behavior that diminishes that. So I'm examining all aspects of my life and questioning, can I do something better? And I really believe that that's what the Creator wants us to do. You know, fix yourself before you fix anybody else. Work on you before you work on somebody else. And you are on the right path when you do that.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, we
Clean
got
your
about
house. Clean your own house before you say something else is dirty.
that's exactly right. The hypocrisy of it all. We got about a minute, and I want everybody to be blessed out there, and I want you to pray, ask your Creator to show you how to be the best you can be. I want you to achieve your dreams, reach your goals, and I want you to feel good every day. Every day, feel your best. And I know to do that, you need the Creator's help to do so. So work on that. Son,
Everyone, be blessed. Have a great day. A great